Hello, a huge welcome to my video. I am delighted to welcome you to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the energy type within human design of a manifestor. Now, manifestors are 9% of our population, and they are here to be the visionaries of our world. So projectors are here to be our guides. Manifestors, generators and generators are here to be the builders of the world, and the manifestors are here to be our visionaries. Whereas our reflectors are here to absorb the environment around us and the energy around us and reflect back to us how we are doing. So each energy type has a very specific role, and it's almost like 5 pieces of a puzzle that come together in order to be able to complement each other and develop each other's gifts and talents within the world. So manifestors, as well as being visionaries, tend to be very independent people. They're independent thinkers. They know their mind. They don't like to be challenged. They tend to not be great with authority. And they have a very strong repelling aura. Now, that doesn't mean repelling in the sense of pushing people away. It actually attracts people to them because they are so clear-minded and they are so determined, and they have very clear thoughts and beliefs. They need these things in order to be able to generate movements that maybe other energy types are too worried about creating. So you'll often find controversy within manifestors or the humanitarian gates within manifestors. That's not to say you don't find them in the other energy types, but they tend to exist in the manifestors because actually they are here in order to help move this world forward. They're here to actually be the ones who stick their heads above the parapet, see the problems, and then go for resolving them, and then creating a movement to take people along with them. I know lots and lots of manifestors, and they all have amazing leadership qualities. They have things like the humanitarian gates in their charts, the controversy gates. I have 2 manifestor friends at the moment who are running a business together, which is really interesting to watch how they operate. But they both bring 2 very different skill sets. But you can see that when those skill sets come together within the manifestor energy type, they're able to get things done because not only are they clear on where they're going, but they're creating a movement to bring other people along with them. Manifestors, much like projectors and reflectors, aren't here to work 9 till 5s. They don't have sustainable workforce energy or life force energy like the generators. They could borrow that energy because their sacral is open. So if they have a center, for example, that is white, which the sacral center tends to be for a manifestor, it means that they will borrow their do energy, probably from the generators around them. But if you are a manifestor, please don't think that you'll be able to kind of keep that going for a long period of time. Much like projectors, you'll have a surge of energy and you'll get lots done within that surge of energy, but then you need to pop yourself down, refill your cup back up, rest, do things that you enjoy and you love, and then go back out again. Okay, because if you keep go and do, you'll eventually burn out, which is what tends to happen with the non-sacral energy types like projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. You'll also notice I did a video on this channel about a manifesting generator, and a manifesting generator takes the parts from a manifestor and parts from a generator and puts them together. One of the things that I think that makes a manifestor so special, is their ability to connect to source energy. So call this source, divine, God, whatever word that you want to use, whatever belief system that you have, but they have an innate knowing and they have a very strong connection. One of my dearest friends, who I love so much, she is a witch and she is a manifestor. And it was no surprise to me that when I read her chart and discovered she was a manifestor, it made complete sense, right? She completely owns who she is. She steps into her power. She knows her power. She doesn't need to ask anybody their permission to be able to show up who she is. And she has such a clear connection with source energy to the point that she can channel and do all of these really cool things. I'm also watching manifestors at the moment within my world, watching them kind of move through the current plane that we are in and challenge you know, how we are being as a society, how we are being as a world, and wanting to really, really change it. They're feeling it very, very deeply at the moment. And that's because there's lots of transitions that are going on. With manifestors, they're not self-themed. So this is the thing that they feel when they're not fully aligned, is anger. And you may find that if you're on the other end of a manifestor's anger, it can hit you quite hard. It's very punchy, right? It's not aggressive anger or violent anger. It's nothing like that. It's just very direct, right? They can see through you, much like the projector. They'll be able to see through you and they'll be able to deliver what they need. And if they're feeling angry, you are going to feel it. So just if you are around a manifestor who has, you know, feeling they're not self-themed, and maybe they are feeling a little bit angry, just allow them the space, right? Because very, very quickly they will realign themselves. And then if they are stepping into their self-theme, they will then feel peaceful. So it's a really interesting scale from this like peaceful kind of content feeling through to this like anger feeling when something maybe isn't as fully aligned, or they're frustrated, or, you know, maybe people aren't doing what they need them to do, or things aren't moving in the direction that they want. But actually for the manifestor, that's a sign to say you're not in alignment. So actually check yourself, take a step back, especially as, you know, other people will feel that directness from that not self-theme of anger. Manifestors are also very, very powerful and closed. If you have the favor of a manifestor, you're in a relationship with a manifestor, you have friendships with a manifestor, consider yourself with an incredible gift, because manifestors are very, very powerful, but they will not let anybody and everybody into their circle. They are very, very, very selective. They're not here to people please, right? They're not here to get somebody's favor. They're going to go and do the thing that they want to do on their terms. And if you want to go along with them, that's absolutely fine. But if you're not their person, then they're going to kind of step away from that. And they're not necessarily going to, you know, make friends, basically. To give you a couple of things to take away from this video, if you are a manifestor, I always try to sort of give you 5 things that you can take away. So the first is, when you are working or creating a business or anything like that, 9 till 5 tends to not suit your energy type. As I mentioned, alongside a reflector and a projector, you will have bursts of energy, and then you'll use the rest of your time to do things that light you up. Because when you're resting, you'll then have clearer connection to source. You'll be able to understand the things that are going on around you, so you can internalize them and then hopefully then embrace the movement that you are here to bring about. The second thing is to keep people in the loop. So much like the manifesting generator, your strategy in how you operate in this world is to inform. It is not to ask for advice. It is not to get approval from other people or anything like that. Is literally to inform, because when you're doing that, you're then bringing in the people that you love into your world, and they need that from you, okay? Because manifestors are very, very independent. You are very, very powerful beings. You are very, very sure of your own minds, right? And you'll likely share that, you know, but by informing, it brings the people that you love into your world and helps them to see things, you know, and to be able to support you on that journey. The other thing about informing as well is that it removes the resistance along a path, so that you don't go through something, there's lots of bumps in the road, and then you get angry. What it does is it clears the path, and that's what informing tends to do. So, you know, so once the second takeaway really is to just to make sure that you do practice informing as something, you know, especially if you're going to do something big, right? The third is, you know, check yourself. If you find that you are getting angry, just create some space between you and the thing that you are getting angry about, because what that's telling you is that there's misalignment. And then just ask yourself, stand still, stand in it, ask yourself, why do I feel misaligned? Why am I being angry? You know, and also I think to a degree, understand and realize that your anger can have an impact on the people around you, right? Because it can be quite direct. So as much as you can, create space between you and that feeling, and just identify as a misalignment so you can pivot and then hopefully get back to a place where you feel more peaceful. In terms of the movements and things that you want to do, it doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. right? You are the change makers of the world. You are the visionaries of the world. And if you feel inclined to do something, jump in with both feet and do it. Because we need you to show up in that way, to create these movements, to create this change, so that the other energy types can support you, you know, whether it's with building, whether it's with guidance, whether it's with being a mirror in terms of the environment around you and the people around you. We need you to take that leap of faith. So trust yourself. If you have these ideas and you're feeling really passionate, but they feel a bit left field, that's good. That's exactly what manifestors are here to do. You don't need to look to other people to affirm what it is that you want to do. And lastly, direct communication. Manifestors have very, very direct communication. They're not going to sit around and bubble on something. They're going to tell you. And so if you are a manifestor and you have, you know, and you're wanting to communicate something, if you have the ability to read the room, read the room. But don't change who you are, because you have been perfectly designed with this energy type to have the courage and the resilience to be able to bring about the change in the world that we so need. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you've got any questions at all, please pop them down below and let me know. And if you're a manifestor, tell me. I'd love to meet you. Take care, everyone. Speak soon. Bye.